Hey guys, this is Butler Bulldog Bill, and here lately we've seen a lot of videos on YouTube from certain people like Big Vol Daddy and Casual Gamer Reed proclaiming who will be the 2012 BCS National Champions. Now Big Vol Daddy, of course, has said that the Tennessee Volunteers will be the national champions. Let me just tell you this, Big Vol Daddy, that's not going to happen. But you can dream, and that I support that. Casual Gamer Reed, you have gone out there and said that Kentucky will be the 2012 BCS National Champions. Casual Gamer Reed, that is very far-fetched, and no, that is not going to happen. See, what we need right now is an unbiased, an objective view on who is going to win the 2012 BCS National Championship. And it's not going to be the Tennessee Volunteers, it's not going to be the Kentucky Wildcats, it's not even going to be the Alabama Crimson Tide, the LSU Tigers, the USC Trojans, the Florida Gators, the Oregon Ducks, the Texas Longhorns, the Oklahoma Sooners, the Michigan Wolverines, the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's not going to be any of those teams, folks. But I'm going to tell you who that champion will be today. Your 2012 BCS National College Football Champions will be the Butler Bulldogs. Now let me explain this. Butler has 11 games on their schedule, unlike all the other teams that, schedule 12 games, and this is not Butler's fault. A lot of teams are afraid to play Butler, and they can only get 11 games on their schedule because of that. Now they have 8 conference games and then 3 non-conference. So obviously the 8 conference teams have to play them. They were only, out of all the college football teams in the nation, they could only get 3 non-conference teams to schedule them. And one of those isn't even a Division I school. So that goes to show Butler strikes fear in the hearts of all the college football programs in the nation. Not even Alabama or USC or any of those schools would want to play Butler, and that's why they didn't. When you take a look at the schedule, Butler has 5 home games and 6 away games. That just goes to show Butler will play you anywhere, anytime, unlike John Calipari, who will only play you when it benefits him. And, looking at the schedule, Butler always schedules extremely tough in football, and we're going to go through this and, talk about how Butler is going to win the national championship. First game, August 30th at Western Illinois. Their nickname is the Leathernecks, and any team with the nickname the Leathernecks has to be really good. Leatherneck is a term used by the Marine Corps. It is a nickname for Marines, so obviously they have to be really good, and Butler will win this game by about 53. September 8th, they have a really tough home game against a non-Division I school, the Franklin College Grizzlies out of Indiana, Franklin, Indiana. Always tough. Franklin, definitely the top college football program that's not in Division I, but they're so good they should be. But Butler will win this game, I'm going to say by 72. September 15th, we have a game at Dartmouth, and the Big Green is not just smart because they're an Ivy League school, but they are awesome at football, and Butler will destroy them. I will predict a 42-point win here. September 22nd, we have a home game, our first conference game of the season. All the rest of these games now are conference games. We've got the Campbell Fighting Camels, and obviously you have to be a really good team to have the nickname the Fighting Camels. Just like parents that name their sons girly names to make them tougher, and Campbell is tough with a nickname like that. But Butler is always the toughest, and they will win this game by about 35 points. September 29th, we have a home game against the Dayton Flyers, and usually they soar above all of their competition, but the Butler Bulldogs will prevail. I'm going to say they win this one by 82 points. October 6th, we've got a rivalry game, in-state rivalry game at Valparaiso, the Crusaders. They're not just known in the basketball world for Bryce Drew's last-second buzzer beater against the Ole Miss Rebels in the NCAA tournament back in the 90s. They're also known for their football supremacy. And like I said, Butler's tough schedule makes this game always really tough, but they will prevail in this one. I'm going to predict a 91-point victory. October 13th, they play at the Marist Red Foxes. And they got this nickname because their women are foxy. But their men are also really good at football. But like the previous games, Butler will prevail. I'm predicting a 66-point victory here. October 20th, they are home for homecoming against the Morehead State Eagles. And, let me give you a visual of what's going to happen. You've got a bulldog, you've got an eagle. Eagle soars too low, bulldog jumps up, grabs it, shakes it, feathers fly everywhere. The bulldog wins the battle, just like Butler will win this football game. I'm going to give this one a 58-point victory for the Bulldogs. October 27th, we are at the Davidson Wildcats. Davidson, the school where Stephen Curry played basketball. But they also have had so many great football players that nobody really stands out above the other. So that's why you've never heard of them. But Butler will win this game. I'm going to say this is going to be a close one. They're going to win it by 27 points. November 3rd, they're home, final home game, senior night, against the Jacksonville Dolphins. The Dolphins, yes. Kind of like Campbell was the Fighting Camels, the Dolphins, yeah. Butler wins this game because Dolphins just doesn't sound like a manly name. But Butler wins this game by 112. And finally, our final game of the season, we play at the Drake Bulldogs. And we take offense at any other team calling themselves the Bulldogs because nobody represents the Bulldog more than the Butler Bulldogs. And because of our anger and our viciousness, we win this game by 93 points. So as you can see, that gives us an 11-0 record. We get an automatic berth into the BCS National Championship, where we will play the LSU Tigers, who are the preseason #1 team right now. LSU, the Bayou Bengals. We will easily win this game. My prediction of the final score: Butler 105. LSU 13. You thought that spanking you got from Alabama last year was bad? Wait till you play Butler, the 2012 BCS National Champions. Take it to the bank, people. Take it to the bank.